they do even no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make you shout. Oh yo yo, Mayegun. Mayegun lawa.
Hello there.
Mayegun diary, number one. Mayegun lawa mo, kamo dododo. Mayegun diary,
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. As usual, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Please share the broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today.
Mayegun lawamo dododo. Mayegun diary, àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé.
Thank you so much. Share this broadcast. Read the caption of the broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast as well. Take your time, all right? And then like the broadcast before we get started. So. Legalize guns for Nigerians who are interested. Allow Nigerians to carry guns to defend themselves. This seems not to be just talk anymore. Somebody is actually making a move, and that seems something interesting. I want to share that with us tonight. Thank you. From Ekiti, the news is not good yet. The families of those children kidnapped came out this morning that they have been able to raise 450,000 naira out of 100 million naira ransom. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun Live. Tonight, I want to start slow so that I can increase the tempo in this tempo tonight. So please share the broadcasts. Invite your friends and not so friendly friends. They might actually be saved tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, there is this Senator Ned Nwoko from Delta State, who after experiencing the near-death experience in the hands of the armed terrorists talking about the increasing kidnappings and killings in Nigeria, especially in the last 8 months. Something that is now beginning to give the people the kind of vibe that it wasn't this was under Bukwari. Can you even imagine that? So Ned believes that a lot of Nigerians have the sort of sentiment now that it won't be a bad idea if the Nigerian security system are not as compromised as they said we are alleging, okay, then we can use the word overwhelmed. So if the terrorists that have now taken over Nigeria and they are holding Nigeria and Nigerians to ransom like hostage, if the security system is overwhelmed, there are people who are willing to defend themselves and their loved ones. But there are some sort of concerns. Nigeria is already saturated with illegal guns, illegal weapons in their millions, in wrong hands, according to government. It's unfortunate that more than half of these illegal guns were procured by the same criminals holding political offices in Nigeria or attempting to hold political offices in Nigeria, harming young people, unemployed, unemployable, young people. However, they now seems to be so worried that people that can own their guns legally, I mean, where if you want to have something called the gun control, because in Nigeria, the guns are in the wrong hands, including the uniformed ones. That somebody is wearing uniform and is carrying a gun doesn't mean that he can't kill you or kidnap you for ransom. So guns in wrong hands. Maybe the proposal of this senator, if everyone looks into it, I have. And it is more or less like a doing background check, licensing guns, and what type of guns. You need assault rifles, automatic assault rifles that can confront the terrorists who are carrying similar. But there are already brewing propaganda against this. And guess where that is coming from? It is coming from APC, Egbekegbese, social media bandits, Facebook adsmen. This conspiracy are already cooking. In case if you have heard about some, or if you have not heard them at all, now I will tell you. Against this Ned Nwoko, senator proposing that let everyone who can afford it, all right, or group of people or communities that can afford it, let them pull resources together, procure guns from the right sources, license those guns, right, to the owners, which is like background check that doesn't exist pretty much in Nigeria now. Don't forget this. There is gun law in Nigeria that allows you to own gun. But there is a type of gun you are allowed to own, and the type of people they are allowed to own those guns with licenses. Now, you see with this new bill that this guy is proposing, is going to give Nigerians who, after doing the background check or whatever, anything they want to do, even if corruption is going to be whatever it is, right? They cancel background check, but your guns are still licensed. That's a bit of a gun control, right? If you can't license individuals, then license groups who can actually procure guns, and they are responsible for every piece of it. If anyone is stolen or lost, they must be reported immediately. That's how you control it. Or else, you are just telling people to go and pray. Kinetic and non-kinetic nonsense that they are saying. So what they are now trying to cook up is that APC, Egbekegbese, political jobbers, suffering and smiling sufferheads, the Ronokus, or the Ronu Nazis or the Ponus. They are beginning to raise propaganda that the reason why this man wants people to procure gun is not because to defend themselves. It is because he might actually be a gun runner. I don't know if you have seen it yet. Others are already saying, oh, he's working for IPOB. So he's trying to make sure that IPOB is able to get more guns. Remember, they will leave facts and create a fiction and feed fat on it and run with it until they begin to believe it. At the end of the day, they end up in the hands of the terrorists that they are, indirectly protecting. One of them even said, when they said that, why are you, now I'm going to, in case if you have also seen this too, on these streets of social media, I have seen the APC, the Ronukus, the Lagos Abobakus. They have been trying to create a different narratives after the killings of two Obas in Yoruba land. I am not in support of those of you who are trying to kind of feel cool by calling it a karma just because the killed king, the murdered kings, voted or supported the APC and then asked people to vote for APC, right? I am not like, I'm not in support of some of you who are like that. In fact, anyone who feels like that, and you really mean it, I think you should begin to kind of have some detoxification of mind. I know that everywhere is so divided right now. Everyone is trying to either do something or say something to hurt one another. But at the end of the day, we are all still going to be victims of this madness. So there's no joy in celebrating. Oh, yeah, who did you vote for? Who did you vote for? But you know something? I would have expected a sort of rage reactions, especially for these people that claimed that the reason why they have become tribal bigots, ethnic jingoists, religious fanatics, is because they are trying to protect and preserve the Yoruba land. Now, here is the Yoruba land under an attack that does not get them enraged. 2 kings were killed in Yoruba land. There is no rage from these people. In fact, they are doing everything to create a different narratives. And I'll tell you some of them I have heard. One of them said, how are we sure that those who killed those Obas are Fulanis? Is it because everybody is saying Fulanis? And it's all these IPOB, all these Igbos that are saying Fulani, Fulani. And I know that the reason why insecurity increased in Yoruba land, one of these mad people, this madman sat down and he was trying to create a narrative. 2 Obas were killed. The eyewitnesses and those who survived gave the evidences. Children were kidnapped. Those who are demanding for 100 million naira ransom, they are Fulanis. But you see this APC, they feel like, they said, those who are celebrating or those who are talking more about it, they are Igbos or obedient because Obi lost. Now, these IPOB people have they have started attacking Yoruba land. And guess what? Some Olori Brukus too were there. And they were saying, hey, it's true. It's true. Even myself, even me too. That's how they create a sort of a different narrative. They will run with it. And then you begin to wonder, where is their hatred coming from? Why do you have to hate the Igbos? Why are you not enraged at the Fulanis? And you know what one of them said? In all of these Olori Brukus that are planting this in the minds of the gullible Yorubas too. They said they are doing all of this to make Tifnumbu's government look bad, the Igbos. That is why they are doing all of this. But even if they kill all Yorubas, any surviving Yorubas, they will still be friends with the Fulanis. And I am like, does that even make any sense? He said, the Igbos are more dangerous to us than the Fulanis. Under the post where people were so angry that 2 Obas were killed in Yoruba land. Somebody went under there, and he blamed it on, he tried to create a narrative to blame it on the Igbos. And others were responding under, saying, it's true, it's true. God will never, Obi will never be president. God will do this, in all that stuff. They are already doing that for this Nedunwoko, by the way. They said that Nedunwoko is asking people to protect themselves and trying to make a bill about, submitting a bill about it, because Nedunwoko may be gun runner, supplying guns to terrorists. It must be investigated. This is coming from the people who are in government too. The people that Nigeria is going to places on their head too. But they are busy creating narratives that will kind of put doubts in your minds, and at the end of the day, until you are gone and you become a victim. And these rogues, you won't see them. At the end of the day, they will tell you, let us just pray. Let's pray. So on the 4th of January this year, Ned kind of submitted a bill, and he spoke about that. This is a flashback to last month in January.
Well, we are in crisis in Nigeria. Admittedly, nobody will tell you otherwise. There are many insecurity issues in Nigeria, and it is obvious that the police are not able to protect lives and properties as enshrined in the Constitution. The military are trying, but they're not particularly equipped as well to deal with the various, areas of crisis from the east to the west to the north. And look, we have experimented with the military and with the police the past 24 years almost, and we have not gotten anywhere in addressing security issues. Other religious groups or bandits or kidnappers in the north of Nigeria, but I'm talking about armed robbers. Armed robbers that are now beginning to terrorize Abuja residents. Armed robbers that are beginning to terrorize Deltans and just across the nation. So you tell me, how many Nigerians who have the privilege of having police support at home? First of all, we have no national known emergency numbers where people can easily call in the event of an attack. There are just too many crises in Nigeria, and that the only way we can possibly begin to reassure the citizens that the government mean well is to enable them to defend themselves. Citizens should be able to defend themselves. At the moment, kidnappers, armed robbers can stop on any highway with just one gun or 2 guns, and tell everybody, 30 people, 100 people, come down and follow me, just because they have a gun. They can treat them anyhow, they can kill them. But I think that all we just need to do that enables every citizen who goes through some stages of clearance to be able to carry arms. It is done in America, it's done in some other countries. I'm not advocating that everybody and anybody should carry arms, no, but those who are capable, those who are able should be able to carry arms. And look, for you to pass the test, there's a test for you to go through, about 4 of them. One you must be able to show that you are a member of a shooting club. There are few shooting clubs in Nigeria, but with this law, there'll be many more shooting clubs all over. In the university I've just built here, my sports university, shooting is one of the sports as a game. And so we'll be hosting, teaching people how to shoot. It's a shooting range. So I expect to have shooting ranges all over the country. Again, of course, this will create jobs. But it will mean that anybody who wants to get a license to have a gun should get a certificate from a shooting range school, number one. Number two, the king of your town should be able to confirm who you are. Should be able to back you up, to write a testimonial, as it were, that they know you, they know your character, they know your family. Three, the DPO should be able to do a check on the person applying and to be able to confirm their suitability. And more importantly, we should also get from the local government chairman, who should confirm who the person is. Again, it's like a double check. And lastly, there should be a medical report from doctors. So every person who is applying should get 2 medical reports from doctors who have known them for long, who is the family doctors, that they are fit and proper to be licensed to carry guns. And so we need this to be done, to be able to enable individuals to defend themselves. The military and the police are not able to defend ordinary Nigerians. How many people, as I said before, have the privilege of having police or soldiers around them? Ordinarily, this shouldn't be the case. Why should anybody who is a senator or a governor or House of Assembly member, be carrying, have police and military people around them? It shouldn't be. We are in a crisis situation in Nigeria, and this situation requires some drastic measures. And so I just feel that the best way is to make sure that people are given the opportunity to protect themselves and their families. Just imagine armed robbers knocking on somebody's door and you are helpless, you have no arms, you have no defense. Armed robbers will knock on your door and tell you to open the door, and you'll be compelled to open the door, and before your family, they could kill you, they could rape your family, your wife, your daughters. All that has to stop. If you have a gun and they ask you to open your door, but you refuse or you shoot into the air, just shoot into the air to scare them away, they will run. They are human beings. They are not spirits. They will be
Senator
killed as well. They know that if they insist
you.
in forcing their ways into your house, they could.
It may not be like, someone with oratory prowess, people who can speak eloquently about, but the idea is great. But do you know why they will never let that happen? I'll tell you. And the reason why the politicians in America, the only country in the world that gun is as powerful as their constitution, is America. America is the only country in the world that has a ready-made army who are not actually enlisted in the military. An average American is trained on how to handle firearm. That's what it's called. So, and you have been reading the reports of all the gun violence and all of that in America and all that, right? In Nigeria and several other places where they have disarmed their citizens, okay? If they allow all of us to get those licenses, we are all going to be ready-made army. And you see that revolution that they are talking about, peaceful revolution, peaceful, it will actually be a real revolution. And don't think, oh, Mayegun, you are just giving that. No, they know. I am only telling you why. A lot of them, despite the desperation that Nigeria is at right now, they will vote it down. A lot of you will think, right, okay, primarily, right, it is to defend yourself and defend your community. Ask yourself, who are the number one threats that could come into your home, right, and harm you? In Nigeria of today, who are the number one suspects? Right, this is how you do it. If you, I mean, they will say it depends on your location, Abi. In some areas, they will say armed robbers. Those are the highest that could come into my home and harm me because they have guns. Right? Armed robbers who just want to steal from you. But other places is Fulani terrorists. They are the only danger you want to defend yourselves from after armed robbers. Abi? Meanwhile, armed robbers don't come into your home, all right? And then after killing those, they will kill and then kidnap the rest of you and start demanding for ransom. So, primarily, you will think, when this guy says they are shutting it down, the first thing that will go straight into your mind is going to be, Fulanis will never allow it. Northern Nigeria will never allow it. And all of that. But that is just the smoke screen. It's pretty much like what they will want you to believe. The reason why they won't let us have guns, all right? As much as the desperate time requires this desperate measures like this, all right? For other future, like, protection from any harm, including harm from the states. So that simply means that we will become a ready-made army that are not just going to be carrying placards. Since our guns are licensed, I could carry it in public. I could put it in front of my car and drive about with it. I could put it in the trunk of my car, in the boot of my car. Automatic assault rifle. Since it is licensed and I am trained to use it, in Nigeria, what that simply means is that I am a walking soldier. And with what Nigeria has become today, I can guarantee you, including those of you who don't like guns, you will buy one and license it, because it is not because you need it. I mean, you need it, or you want it. That's what they say. It is not because you want gun. No, gun, no, gun. It is because you will need it where Nigeria is going. All right? When you finish with the Fulani terrorists and they run away, and the armed robbers are now careful coming to your home, you see all those SARS, EFCC, jumping fence, all of that will automatically stop as well. Because anybody that jump your fence in the middle of the night, you have the right to shoot them. They are attackers. Understand? So all of this will give power back to you. And you see all those policemen that are stopping you on the motorway, threatening you with their guns. The moment they know that you are also like a carrier, you are carrying gun, they will be careful with you. They won't want your problem. All they want is money. Anyway, here you get. All of this will give power back to you, but they will kind of blind you with armed robbers go plenty everywhere. Something go plenty everywhere. In Nigeria, that people are always crazy and mad, shouting, "Iyala, your father," inside traffic, fighting, even without fighting. And then you can see two men fighting them, say, bah, 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 bah. Bloody, dirty, everything. And the two of them, they will shake their hands, enter their cars, and drive away. They say if everybody begin to carry now, all those things are just innuendos. to further make you to continue to sit duck until you are killed. When they say there is gun license, you know it is not for everybody. Eh? There are those who are going to buy their own gun that is going to worth over 20 million, 30 million, $20,000, $40,000. Some real automatic machine guns. There are people that will buy that. There are those whose money will carry AK-47. Others now Glock 99 are being Glock 19. You know those ones that are like, you know, everybody will do according to, some of us, na Shakabula, we go village, ask them, AK-47, they are making it in Nigeria. You go to buy Nigeria version, you go to buy Russian Kalashnikov or American AK-47 or this or that. You have all of your options with your money. Even upon that, it is not going to be for everybody. But it will be an opportunity, number one, for a security outfit like Amotekun to now boldly approach, you know what I mean, approach international or local markets and get themselves. Others said, if they license it, the terrorists will now have chance and buy even more bigger guns. Baba, it is not the bigger the gun that really matter. Have you ever been told? It is not the bigger your gun that matters. It is how you actually uses your gun. Exactly. You can carry all of that nonsense and all of that, and you may not even shoot it once before you are down. Sure, you get. Terrorists can go and do whatever, but like he said, there will be places where they will have shooting range. You will pay to learn how to handle gun and use it. Women who are victims of rape, they will carry their own small gun. When anybody try to rape you, shoot them down there. Bah, bah. Here you get, just make sure say you demobilize the person. If you die, it's for self-defense. You are a licensed carrier. Do you understand? Now, the fear they will put in your mind is that, only bow. Hey, and I know drama will be everywhere if this happens, okay? And that's when you'll be seeing Nigerians in their usual way. They feel just carry their gun when they are doing the other. Everywhere. All of those, this such law will deal with such. Do you understand? That is why when you are trained, you are licensed to say you have mental health that can hold a gun. Or number two, you have been trained on how to handle a firearm, okay? So if you violate any of that, own law share warning, but that will be in a system that works. There are so many red flags, though, but at least it is now beyond just talking. Somebody is trying to make law out of it. And just, I think it was yesterday, it was back again on the Rice News, and he had this to say.
You seem to have given up on Nigeria. You cannot give Nigerians an opportunity. I mean, you just condemn everybody. You think everybody is corrupt. You think the kings are corrupt. You think the DPOs are corrupt. You think the doctors are corrupt. You think the local government chairmen are corrupt. You think anybody will just go there and pay the money and get those certifications. No. We must start to lay a foundation for growth in this country. You know, so if you want to get a license, let me ask you this. Would you want to own a gun yourself? Would you want to be able to defend yourself if you are attacked by armed robbers or by kidnappers in your own home? Would you want to be able to defend your children and your wife if you are attacked? I mean, you're telling me no, you don't want to handle a gun. If you don't want to handle a gun, that's your problem. Then don't handle a gun. But there are many people out there who want to be given the opportunity to defend themselves. So I speak on behalf of those ones, not for people like you who might not want to have a gun, who are vulnerable, but you want to remain vulnerable. But you know that the police and the military cannot defend you. So look, as I said before, out there, there are already a proliferation of arms in the hands of kidnappers and armed robbers and bandits. So you just want them to continue? But you know also that the other alternative is to keep funding the military, keep funding the police, but we're not getting anywhere. Because before you and me, over the years, you know that in this country, that system has failed. The system has almost collapsed. Look, about 3 months ago, my SLA in National Assembly was kidnapped. 3 months ago. Up till now, he has not been found. Even though we made a report to the police and to the DSS. And there was just one demand for 10 million ransom made to the wife. I gave the police the phone number. Obviously, the police ought to have been able to track the telephone, whether the phone is switched off or not switched off. But this is a system failure. And up till now, nothing has been done.
Senator.
I keep making phone calls to the police. I keep making phone calls to the DSS. Nothing has been done. At this level, nothing has been done. When I moved my motion, I also spoke about having CCTV across the country, but Senator. Particularly in Abuja. So
he's a victim. And you can tell when somebody is a victim of systemic failure, even if he is part of that system, you can tell. Somebody said that if the citizens revolt, and every time they hear the news of any kidnapping, they will pick up any politician, whether local government chairman or whether senator, whether House of Rep or lawmaker, anywhere or what have you. You carry them, you dump them in over the bridge and you dump them in the water. You understand? And everywhere you see them, that becomes like a sort of a revolution that they said you will be shocked at the level at which they will coordinate the fight against the terror and they will call back all of their terrorists and do whatever they want to do with them. Somebody said that. I was like, there are so many extreme things that people could say. I mean, we say in these desperate times. But he's right. If you can't handle gun, don't handle gun. But what happened when I am arrested and paraded as a terrorist simply because I have a gun that manages to fight and then, fight off the terrorists in my community? The terrorists are back to where they came from. And in my community, I am being paraded as a terrorist, as the troublemaker. So when you have the laws that says you can defend yourself, if you use your gun to shoot anybody and die, you will go down for murder. It's as simple as that. Homicide. Because today, a lot of people have these guns and they are using them to terrorize us. Okay? So if they allow us to carry that, we will likely be able to handle these people, all these terrorists, all these criminals, whether now one chance or because crime really doesn't know tribe. No one is exempted. Any tribe that is participating in any violent crime, let them meet their Waterloo from the citizens they are killing. That would be a common sense thing, right? Well, it's always not common in Nigeria. The speaker himself, the speaker of the House of Representatives, Abbas, Mr. Taju Abbas, had this to say. And I think it's pretty much telling Kolu, the strategy is not working. It's not. Something must be done. And other jaja, blah, 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 that he said. But I just wanted to listen to some of it.
Rest, rejuvenation. Now we are gathered again with renewed vigor and commitment to serve our beloved country, Nigeria, and our constituents. This new year, 2024, holds great significance in our democratic journey as a nation. It marks 25 years of unbroken democratic governance since 1999. This milestone represents the longest period of uninterrupted democratic governance in our nation's history. In these past 2.5 decades, the legislature has developed remarkably, asserting its independence and progressively holding the executive to account. The National Assembly has also enacted high-impact laws for the order and good governance of Nigeria, represented the interests of our constituencies by ensuring that their voices are heard in this hallowed chamber, and brought their travels and difficulties to the attention of the government. Dear honorable colleagues, I once again appreciate and commend each and every one of you for the remarkable work we accomplished in the first 6 months of this House. This was only possible through our collective commitment, dedication, unity of purpose, and patriotic zeal. I'm delighted by the positive feedback from our constituents and Nigerians. However, as we commend ourselves for the progress made so far, it is imperative that we do not become complacent or lower our standards. Instead, we must raise the bar even higher in the coming weeks and months. Honorable colleagues, I address you today not just as the Speaker of the House of Representatives, but as a concerned citizen, deeply troubled by the widespread insecurity that grieves our dear country. Indeed, Nigeria stands at a crucial juncture, facing formidable challenges that test our resolve, unity, and spirit. The threats of insurgency are severely testing the peace and stability of our dear country. The rise in kidnapping for ransom and the unsettling unrest and crises across all the 6 geopolitical grip of insecurity, a malaise that spreads its tentacles far and wide, sparing no one in its wake. Despite numerous security measures, this menace continues to thrive, mocking our efforts and challenging our resolve to build a cohesive, peaceful, and prosperous Nigeria. It is a stark reminder that the conventional approaches to security we have exposed for so long are no longer sufficient. The time has come to think out of the box and adopt new and contemporary strategies that better respond to the complexities of our current challenges. To our patriotic and brave security forces, while commending your heroism and sacrifice, the time has come for you to review your approaches and strategies, innovate and adapt. The enemy evolves, and so must we. I challenge you to rise to this occasion to demonstrate the indomitable spirit for which you are known, and to do more in safeguarding the lives and properties of our people. In these trying times, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, has exhibited exemplary leadership and a proactive approach. His recent interventions and directives for more action by security agencies are timely and reflective of his deep-seated resolve to restore peace and order. Indeed, the time has come for the president to...
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
That is the man the entire Nigeria owes an apology. Okay? But we will come back to that. Now, talking about the soldiers to rise to the occasion. There is a soldier here rising to the occasion. Listen to his life story.
Hello. Nigeria may give me pass as I do 1 year for my duty today. Now they give me pass, make I go and go see my family. My way to as I come up for bush now I reach park. They tell me say from here to my town 35,000. Now I come calculate 35,000 going and come back, that is 70,000. And 50,000 now my salary where they pay me for this month. But me I not give option again. No. I go back to bush. Hello.
That is the average life of a Nigerian soldier fighting terrorists in northern Nigeria. Here is another one.
Wait, my people. Life no balance, so
Nigerian military, they are suffering. I watched a video, somebody that wanted to go and visit the family. He couldn't even afford transport to go and visit his family in this Nigeria. The salary is 50,000. What can 50,000 buy for a military man in this Nigeria? It's very temptous. And the worst is that they don't even pay the salary in time. Look at as at today, veterans have not received their monthly stipend. Today, 31st, they have not received it. They have not received SDA. SDA is the Security Department allowance. This is the money the military pay so that the retirees, military veterans, wouldn't use the knowledge they have against the society. They have refused to pay this money to veterans in bulk. They say they will split it into 20 installments, or how many installments, or 10 installments. How can you pay people like that? For how much? With the current inflation that is going on in Nigeria, how can they afford to take care of themselves or their family? It's too bad. Veterans are suffering in this Nigeria. And it's like sitting on a keg of gunpowder. These are the people that are protecting the territorial integrity of the nation, and they are not being taken care of. They are hungry. They are being tempted. They can't take care of their family. They can't take care of themselves. Things are getting hard. Dollar is now 1,500. How can they shop? How can they buy things in the market? How can they take care of their family? It's temptous. People that are suffering, they sleep in the bush, some are in the creeks, some are in the ocean, trying to protect our territory, the Nigerian territory, and they are not being taken care of. The Ministry of Finance wouldn't release money to pay those military men, retired military men, but very soon you will hear that billions of naira is missing, or snake has swallowed some money. It's too bad in this our country.
Glorify your name to the core, owner of the day, owner of the beginning and the head. I glorify your name to the core, Father of the glory. There is nobody can share the glory with you. You are beginning of the glory, you are everlasting. No, you are glorify your name to the core.
The call. I know I was about to feel sad for them. I actually feel sad for them. But at the same time, I just remember that despite the fact that the salary of that soldier cannot even take him home, the take-home pay of a Nigerian soldier fighting Boko Haram cannot take him home. Talk less of doing his responsibility as a family man. So he got to pack, and he realized that it would kind of cost him, with all of this happening now, it would take 70,000 naira to go and come back. I just realized that despite that, if they say that guy should say, for example, if they say, is there any sergeant in the military? Because they said I said a sergeant you have in the soldier, I mean the police, but you do have recruit, or colonel. No, colonel can't be like that. What is the smallest title for them? Tell me. It doesn't matter. Don't worry. I'll use another thing. You see that soldier? If they say, soldier, attention, you go see and do. Bring out your gun. He will bring out his gun. Turn left. Bah, bah, bah. Left. Now me did there. Where I did there, say, please, okay. Okay, go confess. Okay, go confess. See, I be cousin to Shekau. Now maybe the cousin where them born for Ijebu. Please don't kill me. That soldier there. I say, soldier ready. Shoot. He go shoot me. You know, go say, well, you know they pay me well now. Why would I shoot this person? That is just, this one is just like, where did you find them? And it is the same. If they match them from that Maiduguri and they tell them there is a special up, since your salary is not enough, would you like special up? Yes, sir. Any special? The special up is that there are some of